And we are live. Well, I'm live for right now. Let me make sure that I have the proper microphone working. All right, I do. I've had to switch around audio sources. Been recording new music, so there's that. Anyhow, guys, wow. I don't think I've ever seen this many people watching my live stream ever. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Let's see. The Shape, he's not here just yet. But anyhow, hello, everyone. I will definitely acknowledge everyone when the Shape pops in. I think we'll take turns acknowledging everyone. So anyhow, anyone who's new to the channel, guys, it is not the most exciting channel ever, okay? It's very real. When I go off and I investigate and things like that, it's don't expect chairs being thrown and all this other crazy stuff. It's real. It's raw. That's something that it's something that I do take serious. So, you know, again, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. If things happen, cool. And if not, hey, I'm gonna still put it out there anyways, because that's just how it is. So anyhow, I don't know if the Super Bowl is over yet or not, but I think Kansas was ahead. I'm not 100% sure. So, but yeah, guys, whew, I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I've never seen this many people on my channel. So just to waste a little bit of time here while we wait for the man. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Joe, obviously. I've been a paranormal investigator 30 years on and off. I've had quite the journey. The paranormal can definitely be a very dark, murky place. However, there's always something beautiful that you can find within the paranormal. And I absolutely love that. I love going to places, finding the truth. It's just, it's a love that I have. It's a passion that I have. Documentaries, doing documentaries, that's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. We do have a documentary called The Harrisville Haunting, The Real Conjuring House, out there. Tubi, Amazon, let's see, Apple TV. It's all over the place. But you guys can definitely check that out for free on Tubi. I gotta promote that. That's kind of my job. It has won 22 awards, which is awesome, and that has a lot to do with Matt Benton, Devil's Hours production. I I do work with a couple of different teams, but mostly on my own. So got one team PRU, yeah, doing stuff with PRU. Of course, that's Matt Benton's team. See First Paranormal Midwest. It's a team north of me. I'm in Tennessee. They go and they investigate locations and do residentials. I try to surround myself with good people. So there's that. So, you guys ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the shape. What is going on?
Oh, I'm fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're coming
All
in.
right. Fantastic. Can
Wow.
you see me?
Yep, I can see you.
All right. And I got my chat going right here. So
Awesome. Yeah. Well, this was kind of last minute.
yeah, it was. It was last minute. I asked you if you wanted to do it in your last stream that you done. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you had me.
No, I'm glad you're here. I really am. I was kind of wondering, is it going to happen or?
The last couple minutes, I was beginning to wonder if it's happening. See, that's my problem. I over prepare for stuff, and every time I over prepare for stuff, I mess up and make it worse. I try to make everything perfect, and I brought a big box of stuff, like little unique little trinkets and stuff, just in case people get bored and stuff. I'll just pull out a hand puppet and revitalize it.
So one of the things that the Shape and I want to do is make it more about you guys, the chat. You guys
definitely. Last time I didn't get to really engage in the chat whatsoever, and after all, these are the people that make us who we are. So
exactly. Daniel, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Daniel Scurry, that dude rocks, man. He's a huge supporter as well. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll just holler out a few people real quick that I see that I know of, like Waz and Mike B. I see you. Gina, Natalie, I see you. Tanya, Sharon, I see you. There's Devil Hour. That's you, ain't it?
That's that's Matt. Kind of me.
Oh, that's Matt. I thought he was going to be on here. Miko.
We'll bring him out in a little bit.
Okay. Crow Minion. Wow, a lot of people in here. Raw Paranormal. I got a lot of smaller ghost hunt channels that are subbed to the channel. Like half of my entire community is, small ghost hunting channels starting to grow on YouTube. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Gina, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. It really does help. Yes, it does seem like these smaller channels, I'm a small channel, we are growing pretty good, thankfully. YouTube has changed things, and it's helping the smaller channels.
Yeah, that's awesome. And another reason I wanted to do these live stream. Now the next one will definitely be on the Shape channel. Just want to get that out there. I know I said it would be this time, but I'm kind of learning how to do it by you guys who do it all the time, and I'm kind of getting that technique down pat. I don't want to just get on here and be like just talking to the camera and that's it. I also want to do something to keep people occupied, like maybe debunking as I'm talking or something, showing right. How you can run fishing line and all kinds of different stuffs.
Matt, thanks. I appreciate that. And I'll send you a link in a little bit. So I'm sure you've been asked this a lot, and I probably heard the answer as well. But my memory is like that big. So what got you into debunking?
Oh, what got me into it?
Thank you.
Well, I was on YouTube a while before I made my own channel. I just like watching YouTube videos, and I started watching ghost hunters and stuff, and I was like, man, does people see that this stuff is fake? And I'd go in the comments, and I'd be scrolling down there, and everybody's like, oh, wow, that's incredible. That shadow figure that you caught attacking that guy, wow, that's incredible. I was like, that's staged. but nobody seemed to see it. Well, occasionally you find somebody that did. And I was like, man, come on now. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video, just a one-time, one-off video, and I'm going to call out Mo Sargi. What? Hold on. Spirits and technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, you're definitely frozen, but I do hear you.
Hold on. I don't know what's going on here.
Dude,
see, this is what I was saying.
I mean, you're frozen, but we can hear. There we go. There we go.
All right,
we got you.
All right, good deal. All right. But anyway, I said I'll make one video and that's it. End of it. And I made a Mo Sargi video, and then I got like 300 or 400 views. I was like, wow, I'm a nobody, and other people think exactly like I do. And I kind of just fell into it. It wasn't like I had a choice in the matter. I kind of just fell into it because I'm pretty good at it, where I studied film and horror movies and how to direct and edit and all that. And I said, you know what? I'll just apply it to debunking. People seem to like it, and that's what I'm going to do.
Awesome.
And I did it.
So for me, I actually started YouTube like 2000, may have been 2006, if I'm not mistaken. All I was doing, I was just dumping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
you were there like, that's when YouTube first come out, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I was just looking for a place to just throw like videos on, because I was accumulating a lot of videos and I didn't have enough hard drive space for the stuff. So I got lucky, and a friend of mine who I used to investigate with on a team with sent me a bunch of DVDs. They had videotapes converted over to digital, and sent me a bunch of stuff with all our old investigations and stuff like that on there. And I'm like, this is cool. And I uploaded them, and like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about hard drive space anymore. And it wasn't like I was getting like a ton of views or anything like that. And then a certain television show, their production company said, oh, hey, anything that says the title of our TV show, we want those videos removed. And that's what happened. So I ended up losing all of that stuff. And then I don't know, like a week later, they turned around and apologized, said, yeah, YouTube's going to go ahead and fix that. You know, no big deal. I never got those videos back. A lot of other people.
You're kidding.
Yeah. So like whatever. Then my son started using YouTube to watch like people like playing video games and stuff like that. So it ended up becoming his channel. And then and then I went ahead and started another channel. It had nothing to do with paranormal. I think it was I believe it was 2008. And then 2012, I went ahead and started back up this channel. For paranormal. So, but it's a struggle.
It is. Hey, when I first went into YouTube, I was like, man, this ought to be easy. All I got to do is sit in front of the camera and talk, and that's all I got to do. Boy, I was way off on the mark on that. Well, I realized you could do it that way, but there's not many people going to watch if you don't put effort into it. And but I'll give you a little tip that I learned. Just a little tiny tip. You know who Mr. Beast is, right?
Yes.
I'm sure everybody does. He's pretty much the biggest YouTuber on the planet. And a couple of years ago, he said something that stood out to me. They asked him, they said, well, what does it take to be successful on YouTube? He said, to be honest, he said, every video you make, try to make it 1% better than the last video. And do that. And by the time you do 100 videos, you're going to see a vast improvement. And I was sitting there like, well, you know what? That sounds right. And I applied it, and it works. It really does. If you just try to make a better video each time and try to outdo yourself, the audience definitely responds to it. It's not quantity, it's quality.
Right. And that's something that I'll be working on this year. If anybody cares, Kansas City has won the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Super Bowl. That's right. That's right. I remember Super Bowl was on.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody cares,
there you go. See, Wreaking Havoc. Hello, Mominator. I see you as well. Well, there's Paranormal or Purgatory there. Rudy Marie. See yous.
You guys should go check out Purgatory's channel too.
Wendy Y, Crow Minion, Tanya, I see you as well. Spooky Time, I see you. These guys are awesome, man. Can't ask for a better group of people.
Right. You know, a lot of people, they're all about the sub count, right? And I'm just like, I don't necessarily care about that.
No, really, I don't either.
What really matters is who's here. That's
exactly
what really matters. You know,
exactly.
I'm not out trying to be like some huge YouTuber. I do it because it's fun. And I also do it because I know there are people out there who can't for various reasons. So
right.
They come to YouTube looking for paranormal content, and they're kind of like living vicarious through us.
Right.
And I love that. So, but guys, if you guys got any questions or anything like that, we want to interact with you guys.
I got a new device for y'all too. If I can zoom in wherever the camera is, you see that?
Oh,
Ghost Finder, made by Craftsman.
Ah,
you just hold it in the air, and it finds spirits. It works every time.
But that might find portals.
Huh?
That might find portals.
It does. It finds portals. It's got a portal setting on it. I just ain't got it turned on right now because
you don't want Vlad coming.
I got a portal in my house. It's right behind me. You can't see it, but it's there.
It's there.
It's literal gateway to hell right here. Fantastic.
I would definitely like to check that out. I want to check out your portal to hell.
Well, like I said, I got something for you about that whenever this year, whenever you want to investigate that house I told you about.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
I got these. Okay. In case y'all get bored, I'll just flop it up right there and that'll keep you here. Yeah, let's get a question out of the chat.
Yep, I'm looking for some. Somebody says hi to you. It's sis.
Who is it?
Sabrina White.
Hello.
Let's see. I'm just gonna see if
right,
here's one.
Sabra doof.
All right, so there's a question there. How is the new shape shed coming along?
It's coming. I've worked on it pretty much every other day. It's coming good. It's the only thing I lack out there is something to keep the heat in, and pretty much, well, got a heater I can use, a propane heater, but I wanted springtime to kind of creep over the hill before I start doing it out there full time. But it's going to be fantastic. I got 2 green screens set up, got props out the yin yang, I got backdrops, all that good stuff. Everything you can ask for is in this studio, and you guys paid for it. I appreciate you, really. You guys bought it.
Laws, I can answer that question with ease, and I think the shape can as well. Paid for subs. Explain to me why some people can have 170K subs but have virtually no interaction on their channel and low numbers.
Yep, you pretty much said that. I've seen that too. I've seen a channel get like, he got 150,000 views, and you go down the comment section, there's like 3 people commenting, and you're like, huh, that's not weird at all. And you also got them kind that, now I'm not saying that, but a lot of times the comments, if they pay for comments as well, all of them will come from the same country, like bots. And it'll just be one right after the other of a language you can't read. Well, unless you live there. But yeah, you can definitely tell when somebody's buying subs. I got accused of that, believe it or not, at one time. And I was like, I don't know, them views and comments pretty much correlate pretty good in my book. I've never bought a sub, and I've never bought a comment. Never want to. If I can't do it on my own, I just don't want to fool with it anyways.
Crow Minion wants to know if you have a puppet that looks like me. I don't know if I would be worried or flattered if he did, to be honest.
Oh, do I have one that looks like Crow Minion?
No, me.
Oh, one that looks like you? Uh, no, but I can make one. I can make one. Hey, Crow Minion, if you want one, I will make a Joe puppet just for you. Or I will take this guy, put a little goatee on him, little black outfit, a little black toboggan to cover his little green hair. Look how awesome that looks. And yeah, I'd definitely do that. I'll do that for you. And of course, I got this, right? It's
that's it right there.
I love this thing. It's hard to turn off, though. There it goes. But yeah, this thing costed $60,000. I had to do 2 mortgages to get that bad boy, but it's fantastic.
Yes, Daniel, that's actually what he showed earlier was a stud finder.
Oh, come on, guys. It says right there. I want you to look at it close. It says ghost. It ain't like I took a piece of paper and covered it over. It says ghost finder. Give me a break. God.
Let's see.
What other questions we got in this bad boy?
Oh, let's see. I am looking. I know
I see the Wendy saying about the signed shape mask. I'm going to do them all at one time to the people that already get one. I don't know. I probably got about 6 in all that I got to ship all out at one time and mail it out to the people that wanted one. But definitely, if you're a supporter of mine, I will get you one as soon as possible. Now, when I run out of shape masks, I will find something I used in a video and I'll send it. Right? So, if I have to, I will sign her and send her because I love you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this one's directed at you, Shape. Do you want to go to Waverly Hills Sanatorium in April?
Do I want to?
Dude, that's
sure. Yeah, I want to, but the question would be more, do I really want to go a 6-hour drive all the way to where's that, Kentucky, ain't it? I've been there before. When I worked in Indiana back in 2016. I was in Jeffersonville, Indiana. It's right near Waverly, where it's on the border there. I went to Waverly's haunted house, and it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. But ghost hunting wise, like paranormal investigating, I'd like to go, sure. But also I'd want you to come here, me and you, and we'll go to that house I was telling you about. And
yeah, and I got a place and I'll cover it. I was gonna do it this month, but I'm like, I'll explain something here real quick. The reason why there hasn't been a lot of paranormal investigation content, guys, is because I'm holding back. I've been saving up like crazy to get a new camera that'll be used for the channel.
Know all about that.
So I've been holding back. So probably April. Well, April I will be investigating. Hopefully by April I'll have the freaking camera. But anyhow, so be patient guys with that, please.
I think you'll get that camera sooner than you think. That's what I think. In fact, I'd bet on it.
I hope.
Look at. Speaking of cameras, you see that light right there?
Oh, yeah.
That is the light that Google paid for.
That is the light that Google paid for.
The only light that they put anything on. I think. Have you ever seen those kind of lights? Those are like little. Who cares? One of the little twinky things. Christmas lights, if you will.
Let's see.
I got all kinds of goodies. I got all kinds of stuff. I don't know why I'm nervous. I shouldn't even be nervous, but I get nervous in live streams. That's why I'm doing them more often too, to kind of get used to it.
Yeah, you will always have that nervousness though when you just like start up a live stream, no matter how long you've been doing it for, because you're like anything and everything can happen.
Right?
Like, the dumbest things in the world, and it happens. It is what it is. But you just got to do it, man. At first, it may seem awkward going back and watching your own live stream. You're like, oh man, it's kind of awkward. After a while, You just don't care and you get better.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. That's another reason. But I also I want to do stuff that really grab people when the stream comes up. They know it's going to be fireworks one way or another. And I know that another way to do that would be to have ghost hunters that in the past that I may have said you staged or whatever, have them on as well, and not have a heart to heart where it's like, I understand you. Yeah, no, I'm talking. Here's my points. Prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Be respectful, but be blunt and be honest, and have a debate over that stuff. I think that would be fascinating. Nobody come on though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna come. They ain't gonna come on my channel. They don't have the intestinal fortitude. I don't think. To be completely honest with you.
Well, I would definitely be on, but then again, I have nothing to hide anyway.
So. Well, I mean, yeah, that's another thing that people would mention. Like, I had one person saying, "Well, if you're live streaming with these ghost hunters, then you're being biased." We're having a conversation, and I'm pretty sure that my supporters know that when it gets down to it, and if I see anybody staging, no matter who it is, I'm going to make a video on it. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be my mom.
You have proof of that. You have
exactly. Proof. If I got proof about it, I'm going to make a video on it. It's just how it is. Because they deserve it. That's what they come for. They didn't come for somebody to be biased toward this person and then not biased toward the other. That's not what they come for. They come for be true. Just be honest and do your job.
Right. Yes, Daniel, that is a wall stud finder.
What?
Like, for real. We're gonna start debunking shape here soon, I think.
That's like I said, it don't lie. I'll show it one more time to you. That says ghost finder. That's what it says. And if it says it on the actual piece of equipment, that's what it is. I mean,
yes, there is. I totally get why you did that. It's pretty funny.
But if it's a stud finder, it finds studs. Oh, looky there. Oh. I had to. I'm sorry.
No, it's
you guys know me.
No, we're just here to have fun. Do you have a favorite cryptid?
You mean? Oh, okay. That's a good question. And if I don't have a favorite one, but Bigfoot would be like the one I look into most. I'm on the fence about Bigfoot. I mostly believe that he doesn't exist. I know he did exist back in those days, but as for now, I think Gigantopithecus probably went extinct. But I mean, let me ask you this: have you seen any Bigfoot evidence on film that isn't either blurry, far away, or obstructed? Have you seen one clip?
I have not.
I have not either. So
every picture that I have seen, every video looks like they shot it with a potato.
Yeah, exactly. And then when they do, they got like a big 4K camera. He's like 4 football fields away running, you're left or right, and you're like, oh shucks, he's too far away. But that's a Bigfoot. He's too far away, but that's what it is. That's Bigfoot himself right there.
I don't believe that. I'm not saying it never existed, but I don't believe Bigfoot exists. But I'm not saying that it doesn't, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. It seems like people who are out in the forest far more often don't find that stuff, but people who just randomly walk into the forest, I caught a Bigfoot. It's like, what are the odds? What are the odds?
Exactly. What are the odds? And what are the odds that footage filmed in 1968 by those two guys that filmed it? It wasn't 68, I believe, wasn't it? Patterson Gimlin film?
Yeah, it was like in the 60s.
That's still the best footage ever. And it's not, and it's on what, 16 millimeter or whatever it's called. And that's still, even though we got all these newer cameras, drones, and all these cameras all over the planet, we still just can't find that one elusive clip of Bigfoot in 4K and all his hairy glory.
Right.
And it's ridiculous.
All right. So Alberto wants to know who is your arch nemesis?
Oh, you mean like Superman and Lex Luthor type deal there? My arch I don't really have one. I dislike all of them equally. Now I do have the couple that really their channel really makes me just want to jump through the screen and go. And that would be the people that pretend to talk to like celebrities that passed away, like Hope Paranormal and Huff Paranormal. People like that really hit different for me. I cannot stand those. It's one thing to fake paranormal, but when you do that stuff and take advantage of tragedy and stuff like that, no. That's next level.
Let's see. Hey, Oracles and Beyond, I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been?
Hello, Oracles. Sandy Wolf, I see you.
Yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to the chat
here. Yeah,
that's
what I like done too. There's Cheryl King, I see you. Wendy, I done Wendy. Wendy Y. Okay, I get your little letter in there for you. Princess Scary, I see you too. Okay, get that out of my system a little bit.
Favorite paranormal team to watch?
Mine?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. You mean real or just enjoy watching?
They didn't really specify.
Well, I ain't gonna say real. I'm gonna say not staged. That's what I say. That I know of yet. But I would say, as far as watching something and being entertained, like just entertained, whether it's real or fake, would be Mindseed TV for me, because they're entertaining. Their videos are well done. They really can creep you out. Yes, they're staged, but I'm just saying, as far as entertainment, it's enjoyable to watch. For me, I mean.
Right. And the thing is, guys, is like, yeah, there's a lot of channels out there who are faking, staging their stuff. But if you guys enjoy it, that's fine. The only thing that I and others ask is, can you guys throw it out there, out in the open that, hey, this is entertainment, and people are still going to watch anyways. It's their personality, that's the draw, to them, their personality and where they're going and whatever it is that they're doing.
Exactly. I mean, Mindseed are going to do good on YouTube where they're fake, and I don't care if I show them literally staging. I show the string, it's all pretty, you see it perfect, and see him pulling it. It doesn't matter. He's still going to get views. And I just think people should be honest about what kind of content they're putting out. You don't even have to say, hey, I stage all my videos. You can say some of it's real, some of it's staged. Or this video is real, but that last one wasn't. I staged some of it. Whatever way you want to word it to make yourself look better, I don't care. But I think you owe it to your audience to be honest about it. You don't have a right to fool people and make money off of it. That's the definition of a scam. That's what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Another question is, have you investigated any haunted locations in your area, and have you captured anything paranormal? I don't know if that's for the both of them. Well, no, that's actually for you. I didn't see that first part for some reason.
I went to that high school. They tore it down now, but my high school that I went to when I was in high school, I went there. Yeah, it was blah blah blah. It was but the house I was telling you about that I wanted you to come. There's plenty of stories about back in the older days, people seeing a dead soldier spirit in the house, and other different things. So it would be definitely worth looking into. And when you're standing outside of that house and you're looking at it, especially at dark, it brings a real unease that's kind of hard to explain unless you're there.
Right. And that's another thing too, is that you do get, like, when you watch these videos and people start saying, oh, I got this uneasy feeling and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go over very well
Right.
with people who are just watching it. It's really something that you have to feel for yourself to actually understand.
Exactly right. What else we got? Come on, give us another one. What else we got here?
Monster Radio. He says, loves this guy's videos. He's as honest as they come. So, got a lot of love in here tonight.
What? Oh, different color mask. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh, the red one.
It's about to get real up in this place.
Can you guys address green string? Is it hard to
green?
I think maybe green screen. It can be hard to detect, but there are certain things that you can definitely see to know that something's been green screened.
Yeah.
I mean, it really has to be done right. Like, I'll know immediately. Like, I will know immediately if something's green screen. My daughter would get upset with me. Like, she was all about Harry Potter. And I'm like, they're not even in a forest. This is a green screen. I'm like, oh my Lord, this just, wow. It didn't look good.
Yeah.
Upset with me. You always ruin movies.
Yeah.
Like,
I like using green screen myself on videos, but as far as it ain't there yet. Yeah, I mean, like you watch them MCU movies, superhero movies, them big budgeted billion-dollar enterprise there. They use a lot of green screen, and it's really beautifully animated, but it's not there yet. You can look at it and be like, yeah, that don't look like he's on Mars, or, it don't have that look, because I don't think CGI is almost there, but I don't think it's there yet to where it can fool the naked eye every time,
right. Right. Let's see. Kindred, Paranormal Shape. Have you ever debunked someone only to find out they weren't faking?
Ooh, I like these questions. I think a second. I don't think that I've ever called anybody out as far as staging that hasn't staged at one time or another. I'll answer it that way, because that's about the only way I can answer it. Like for instance, Paranormal Nightmare. I know a lot of you guys love Paranormal Nightmare, right? A lot of them say, "Oh, there's no way they stage." And there for a while, I was pretty convinced that, maybe I'm looking into it too much, maybe, because I didn't really see anything that stuck out as fake, because a lot of the stuff they catch seems legitimate. Until I got an email. Then I got an email that had timestamps after timestamps, like a big row of them. And I hadn't seen that video yet. Now, when I first saw the email, I was like, man, they don't stage. I'll go look. I went and looked at what they pointed out. And I'm telling you, man, this video coming soon, it's going to blow your mind. I kid you not.
So it probably, we're not to name anyone, probably came from the same person who sent me an email on that. And they wanted me to look at it. And I hadn't had a chance to, because I've been busy with Crow doing this song. And there's some other things that I've been busy with. And I haven't had a chance to look into it. But also at the same time, I'm not really a debunking channel. Like, if I run into something, of course I'm gonna point it out and be like, no. But
right.
I just leave the debunking to you guys. That's your guys' thing. I might have fun with a video.
Well, I mean,
but
right. Yeah, well, I mean, that's understandable as well. I don't you make a good debunker because you've done ghost hunting so many years and you take it seriously. That's what makes you good at it. But like you said, that's it takes a I don't know. It takes a certain kind of person to do this anyway, because I'm telling you, man, once you get in that mindset, like I had the last 4 years, I can't even. Occasionally, I can watch a movie or something, and I'm not going, "Oh, look at that continuity error." It's like you can't shut it off, man. It's your
Right.
head. It's debunker mode, debunker mode, debunker mode, debunker mode. It's it's awesome at times, but sometimes it gets on my own nerves, and I can't sit down and enjoy a video without looking in the background like, oh, what's that? Oh no. It gets exhausting at times.
Right. Let's see. Oh, I'm sure he has, but
You haven't even offered to sing with me. Y'all making music, and I don't want to brag, but I'm one of the best, you know. No, I'm not going to bust out singing right now, but I'm just telling you I'm good. I don't want to brag.
Hey, let's hear it. I was going to say, let's hear it.
You've heard me sing in my videos. That's normally right about the time people quit watching.
I see. Taking the easy way out, huh?
There's Dutch Browning and Mike O, and there's Laws again, just screaming. I want to see if there's Tanya again, Tanya M. Deborah Griffin, I see you. Forensic Mystics. Have I heard that name before? Sabra Queen, Black Cat. I just wanted to shout a few people out. They're awesome.
So here's a question here about YouTube rules faking content. I think they only have something against faking content depending on specifically like certain acts of
yeah, that's what they do. I've looked it up. Now they do they're not really specific about it, but they do say you can't mislead people in your videos.
Right.
And, you can't do it. You can't mislead them in certain ways. And I look at it, what if YouTube can't debunk anyways? I mean, even if I'm saying, oh, they're staging their video, and I show a string or a mask or whatever, YouTube ain't going to be like, they're not going to look for that stuff.
Right.
Because they got to take you at face value. Oh, your house is haunted? Okay. Well, I mean, I ain't there. I can't prove it otherwise. That's the way they look at it. So, but it is a scam, but it's just something YouTube don't fool with, and YouTube will never fool with it.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Let's see. Oh, I'm sure the Shape has ever suffer any severe backlash for exposing hoaxers.
Yes, I have. I've had the bigger creators threaten me. I've had bigger creators put a bunch of rumors out saying I'm this and that. I've had bigger creators come, just message me, email me, Instagram me, whatever. Everybody, oh my gosh, the fam, G team. I'll just name a few that I've had back and forth with. Bigger ones. The only people that I haven't ever had a problem with really is Mindseed has never come to my channel or never done anything. That's about it. That's literally about the only one that hasn't come and said something that I can think of right now anyway.
Right.
I ain't kidding you. I've had a lot of them pretty mad at me. And of course they send their followers. You remember Duck of Truth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the older debunker. That's pretty much the reason he quit YouTube. Before I even started my channel, he did a video on Mo Sargi, and I was wondering why he had quit back then. I went to his channel because I wanted to see if anybody else knew people were staging. I went to his channel, and his last video was Mo Sargi. It's been like a year since he'd uploaded or whatever. I was like, why'd he quit? Then I went to the comment section. A whole army of Mo Sargi fans, the sergeants. Yeah, they just ran him off, I guess. And I was like, oh, no. That ain't happening to me. Okay. Right. And I've hung in there. Nowadays, it's not as bad as it used to be. Back when I first started, they tried to get me while I was a tiny little channel. They tried to stomp me out. Didn't work though. It kind of backfired, and we're growing.
Oh no, definitely have been. So I remember seeing you. That was a long time ago. You were actually filming in a room with what was it? That wall, the wood.
Insulation wall.
No, the wall panel. Like it looked like paneling behind you.
Oh, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, hey, I may have filmed in an
long,
outhouse at one time or another. I
it
don't
was a
know.
long time ago. I will say that.
Well, hey,
Time ago.
you get to see my progression. You get to see where I
Right.
started from. You get to see all that progression because my old videos, I go back and watch. My personality's there, but man, my editing skills and sound and all that, it wasn't there. It was like way later on.
I think you kind of sort of answered this question, but it's asked.
Chroma key?
Nope. Ever
Oh,
have a paranormal experience? I'm getting to the Chroma. Well, they already did the Chroma key, but there's another one coming up here. Ever have a paranormal experience?
one time. And now, a few of you probably heard this story, but I'm going to tell it shorter. Okay, now I had 3 experiences. The other 2 I can debunk, but this one I can't. Me and my little cousin Jeff, we went to my papa's house after he moved out. It's an old farmhouse, really old. And we went in there and we decided to have a seance. It's where you light candles and, you do the, whatever you do. We're kids. We probably saw it in the movie and we wanted to see if we could summon something. We was about 10 years old, just like 1989, 1990. We're in this back room, and the back room right across the wall are stairs. They go up to the attic that are locked. You can't go. The kitchen door. The kitchen is where the door to the attic is, and it's padlocked on the outside. In the kitchen is where the padlock is. So if you're in the attic, you can't get out. Well, anyway, we're doing a seance. We hear heavy footsteps stomping down the steps. I kid you not, I ain't joking. It's really happened. Boom, boom. It sounded like Bigfoot. Big, heavy boots is what it sounded like. This is like 5 minutes of us just goofing off with candles. Going, oh, show yourself. Oh, you're scared. Oh, just doing that stuff. Well, we hear the heavy boots. We take off. Go to the front door. He grabs it, turns, pulls. Doorknob comes out of the door. He's holding it in his hand, and the door's still shut. And he screams. I remember that. And then you hear beating. You hear the padlock bouncing off the door because something's beating on it trying to get out. Well, he finally jiggles the doorknob back in there, opens the door, we shoot out. Get up to my uncle's, look back down toward the house. Bathroom light comes on, cuts off. Nobody's there. There's no way in that attic. There's no windows. And it's locked. So what was in there, I'll never know. That really happened. And it was scary.
Daniel did ask something about Chroma keying. So basically, Chroma keying, it's like having a green screen. You can use blue. Really, you can use any color, so long as it doesn't match what you're wearing.
Yep.
And you can take whatever you want, basically, and put it on the green screen.
Yeah.
So if you, let's say, want to live stream and pretend you're in Paris and you got the Eiffel Tower behind you and you got people walking in, it can look like you're actually there when in reality you are not. The green string, that's new to me. Sal Beardo talking about green screen as opposed to fishing line. Any thoughts?
And I have somebody in the chat that can validate that story I just told you. And my sister's in the chat right now. Sabrina White in the chat. She put, I was there. True story. So bam.
But I found this freaking bowl of thread at a location, and I have used it on some of my videos. But what I did was I had it just hanging in front of me. Like in a certain spot, can't freaking see it. I mean, you can kind of see it right now, but if I get Really,
Yeah, I
like,
see it. I see it on that pink backdrop that you got back there. I can see it there.
but um, I don't know why they would use green to chroma key it. I don't know. That I know you
Yeah,
can get
yeah,
magician string and different colors
yeah,
as well. I
yeah.
mean,
You can get any color, any gauge, any size that you want. It's crazy. It's fishing line is one of the best but when a flashlight hits the fishing line, it tends to sparkle. When you hit it the right way, it reflects, or it's made out of that like clear plastic looking stuff, whatever it's made out of. But it'll reflect the light like a little sparkle, and that's one way. Thread's better to use, but thread
you would
breaks easy. That's
you would
small like
think.
black thread, but
I
magician
mean,
string works really good.
it broke, but it's still pretty durable. So if you want to move a light door or something, light, it can be done. But I don't understand why they would use fishing line though for half the stuff when they can just go get thread. I don't. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see fishing
Right.
line.
Yeah.
It's so easy. But yeah, I found this at a location, and I
Yeah, but
found
I love it, man. I really it's all that stuff's easy to spot. But some people, like you said, some people are better than others.
right.
Am I bleeping in and out, or is that? Do you guys hear the audio going in now?
It is going in and out a little bit, and your
I can't hear
connection.
you.
You can't hear me.
Oh, okay. You're.
Um,
Can you guys hear me pretty good?
we can hear you pretty good, yeah. But yeah, your connection did get weak.
Somebody froze.
Uh-oh.
Now you're.
Yeah, it's doing
Okay.
the same thing on your end. So
Yeah. Okay. Now I can hear you a little better now.
all right, cool. So I'll get to this question here real quick, and I'm gonna bring someone else in here. Will you ever look into UFO footage to debunk?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll probably do it on my other channel called the Octagon. I definitely want to do cryptids, and I want to do everything that ain't paranormal. I want to do on the Octagon. I definitely. I've always been fascinated with UFOs and cryptids, and yeah. I've done a couple. I've done a couple of Bigfoot. You Thinker Thunker is somebody who is like a debunker, but he's for Bigfoot. He's pro Bigfoot, and a lot of times he makes videos. He'll be biased toward, oh, that's real Bigfoot here, and that's a fake one there. And I've caught him making quite a few mistakes, and I made a couple of videos on that subject. So yeah, maybe he knows more than I do, but I think some of the stuff I called him out for, I think is pretty accurate.
So what's the name of your other channel? Because I totally forgot about it.
It's called the Octagon, etc.
All right.
The Octagon, etc. Basically.
All right.
It's a good one. Not much on there, but there's videos people haven't seen, probably. There's a few on there.
All right. I'm going to add Matthew.
Hello, everyone.
Holy shit, you're loud.
We can hear you.
Let's turn it down a little bit.
Yes, please. Holy shit, that was loud.
Hi, Allison. I see you.
I think your controls on your
And
end.
Shell Dust.
Yeah, the audio controls are on your end.
Holy cow. All right, let me see.
I think he sounds pretty good as long as you don't scream.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I have a lot of energy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. All right.
Will you ever look into you? Oh, sorry. You already read that one.
Yeah, there was
Hi, Slim Cat.
I'm trying to
see you.
Yeah, holy crap, this is moving somewhat fast.
It is. We've maintained quite a few viewers.
Hello, everyone. Oh, it's Frank. I love you, Frank. I love you.
Hey, all right. What is the most?
Hi, Pam. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just had to holler at old Pam Hopkins. I see you. All right.
What were you going to say, Joe?
I was going to read this question.
Oh, okay.
What is the most personal paranormal what is the most personal paranormal experience? I'm going to say that he's asking for all of us, or asking that of all of us to answer.
I don't really like talking about mine.
What's mine?
Yep, go for it.
Oh, I don't. The story I just told you is that really the only experience
Okay.
I've ever had that I can't disprove, and so that would be about it.
For me, I don't want to go into it too much. First off, it's a long story. It sucked. It does involve this thing that likes to call itself Seven, which sounds so corny, I know, but it is a very real thing, unfortunately, and other people have
Right.
encountered it. Well, I'll just say, guys, it turned my life upside down, and I almost walked away from the paranormal because of it.
Well, I noticed you said it,
Mm-hmm.
so that would lead me to believe it's probably not a human spirit.
No.
No.
Matt has had the experience, has had that experience as well. So have others, and it's interesting because all the stories, like, if people don't know that I've had that experience, or other people don't know that others have had the same,
Right.
all the stories are exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's pretty bizarre.
You ain't talking about sleep paralysis, though, right?
No.
Okay.
No. I wish. I have bad sleep paralysis, but
I do too. Well, I've had like 3 or 4 cases of it, and it's like everybody explains something's holding you down. You see a hag, the whole hag thing. That's what I saw. But like I said, I thought it was real back then because I didn't know what sleep paralysis was back then.
Right.
Your brain could do some crazy things.
Yes.
Yeah, mine I don't really like talking about, but it was at the Revenant Acres, and that was probably one of the very few, I would say, possible demonic locations. I could count them on my fingers. Actually, maybe 2. One row house is weird, but for sure one. Sorry, not for sure, but it's probably one. And I just had something that happened to me at home after that location. I just don't like talking about it because of the it's not it makes me sound like a crazy person. I don't want to sound like that, so that's why I don't like talking about it.
Well, I mean, if it hits you on levels that you don't like talking about, that's definitely understandable.
Joe knows about it though.
Yeah.
And I think he understands why.
Yeah. And that is also on par with some of the things other people have said after going to that location.
Yeah. And there's been possessions that have taken place there too. 2 possessions at that same location. Also of the entity calling itself Seven. And so weird. This is the first time I got to experience the entity Seven, which was at Revenant Acres. And but I never put it out, and I never put anything out on that location. Mainly because I didn't think I caught enough evidence, because the evidence was, I caught a couple things, but not enough to make an episode. I only make episodes if I got a good amount. Like if it's just like 2 things, it's not entertaining enough for an episode, in my opinion. So I'll probably maybe I can make a small video on it, but it won't be an episode. It'll be like a 5-6 minute video probably.
I think I probably would. Might be therapeutic to add like images to kind of help everybody see what you see, feel what you felt. I think that might be interesting.
It's rare when I get something that involves feeling. Sorry, not feeling. I would say oppression. Oppression is rare for me, but it's happened like 4 times in my entire 12 years of investigating. So it's very weird. It's something that I feel like if you do investigating long enough, you're down to have one of those times. Right. And it's rare. It's rare, but it happens. And it also depends on how much you open yourself up to. The most I've ever opened myself up at a location with no wall barrier was the Conjuring House. The other location, actually all the other locations, I didn't completely open myself up for. That was the first time I opened myself up to that level. I always had some kind of wall, always,
Right.
until that place. It's you know what was going through my head during that moment? To me, it was because I was so tired. No, not tired. I have been so like I've experienced. I feel like almost everything, and I wanted to have a different experience, a new experience, and
Right.
so I decided to completely open myself up with no barriers. And I was playing a dangerous game, but it didn't go too bad. It was interesting experience, and I wouldn't mind that something like that happening again. But it apparently that place was gunning for me since the beginning, apparently, because of all the weird correlations that Joe and Jason Emmerich were saying that I didn't even know about until the last day we were there. So very weird. And it's so weird because you have to like be there to understand that Joe never told me shit.
No, I did not.
You never showed me anything. And that I was the only one being affected at that place. Joe didn't say anything to me.
Quite honestly, we figured Eric would be the one to.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be Eric because he's the more energetic and
Right.
And also that gets creeped out and scared. And I am the opposite. Actually, I'm sometimes energetic, but I'm not ever scared. And so when it comes to, I thought it was going to be Eric too. Actually, one of the reasons why I brought Eric, I just asked Joe if we should bring Eric, is because not his energy, and I think he would be a good addition to this documentary because of his level of energy and possibly getting more activity. And
Right.
sure enough, it wasn't. It probably was him a little bit too, but it was for something happened to me that time, I guess. It's hard to explain though when it comes to these type of feelings. You just have to experience it for yourself. JP Doyle is a friend of mine. He didn't believe in any of that stuff until it happened to him that one time, and the exact same thing that happened to him happened to me at Revenant Acres. And so, but it was at home, and so the exact same experience basically. And
Right.
so, and he didn't believe in any of that. Like he thought he would never get affected in any way, and it did that time for him. And so, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
You definitely had to be there to understand what is going on with the person. It's very hard to describe. Really the only location that gets to me is the Monroe house. It raises my anxieties. Now, I do have to say this. It could just be the way the place is just set up. It may very well be that.
Right.
But then again, we do know that there's something not nice there. And it likes to play a psychological game. And that is also kind of hard to prove as well. Things that are a psychological haunt, and that's usually something that demonic entities like to do is the psychological stuff, but there's no way to prove it. It's hard to prove. So it's like you just have to be there to experience it. You may or may not experience it, but with the Conjuring house, I was comfortable there. I mean, I was just like, this is cool. Never thought I'd be here. So I was comfortable. And Bill, I believe he was comfortable too, as well. So I don't, it's just got to experience it for yourselves, I guess.
Well, I'll be honest, I've never really, besides being scared at that, like that story I told you, I've never had anything happen to me to where it damaged me like mentally, like really bad, like really like bad enough to where I carry it with me for years to come. I've never had nothing like that, but it did scare me at that time. Now, I'm sure me and everybody in the chat and you, have you ever like being somewhere. It don't have to be somewhere scary. It can be like out in a parking lot, broad daylight, or it could be in your own house, and you just all of a sudden get something creeped up on you, like a real bad feeling. The hair on the back of your neck stands out, just right out of the blue, and there's no reason for it. But
Weird timing
you
of
get
that.
this bad feeling. I've had that happen, and I think it's like primal in everybody. I think there's some kind of instinct that we have that we had back in, when we were cavemen. Just the
Yes.
instinct that something's wrong, even if you don't see it, you sense it.
There's multiple documented stories on this too. Having this ability that I believe everyone has, but some people don't listen to it. Some people do. And like, for example, when 9/11 happened, you know how many people didn't go on their flight or go to work that day just because of a bad feeling? And
Yeah, I heard about that.
And it also I actually have a family member that did the exact same thing. It wasn't 9/11, but it was a plane crash. It was my grandmother, I should say step-grandmother, to my stepmom, told her not to go on the plane because she just had this bad feeling. They travel a lot, and so this is very uncharacteristic of her because they travel on planes all the time. So it was just this very bad feeling of not getting on the plane. And sure enough, that same plane that my stepmom was going to go on, it crashed. And and so it's like intuition that I believe everyone has, and I think it's also with the paranormal too in some ways. Or when for Joe, for example, he had personal experiences of his someone that you knew that their parent or what was it that passed away? It was like,
so it's weird, and no, I'm not psychic or anything like that, but I've had a few times where I have this like horrific feeling that someone in the family, I don't know specifically who, but somebody in the family is going to die. And it happens, or it had already happened. We just didn't get the news about it yet. But then there was a guy that I used to work with, and for some reason, I was just like, "This guy's gonna have a bad day. Somebody in his family's gonna die." Like, and I don't know why. And I wanted to look over at him and be like, "Hey, look, dude, be prepared," because I wanted to so bad, but I didn't. But I did tell somebody else at work. I'm like, I don't know what the hell the deal is, but like, I had this horrifying feeling that Greg's family member's gonna freaking die. No joke. No joke. Not long later, phone call. It's for the guy I worked with, Greg. On the phone, he hangs up the phone. He breaks down. He's crying. People are like, "What's wrong?" That my stepdad just passed away, and that girl looked at me, and she's like, "Oh my god." And I was like, I was freaked out by it. I said, I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird. But I haven't had that happen to me in a long time. What's up, Matt?
I'm going to transition to my phone because someone needs to do homework on this computer. So, all right. Okay. I'll see you in a moment.
All right. So I'm getting behind here on chat big time. Laz wants to know, how do you feel about debunking? A para-investigator doesn't fake, just gets a little over enthusiastic when it comes to interpreting their evidence.
Well, Laws, that's a good question as well. Let's see here. How can I? It really don't bother me to debunk if I know what they're. I obviously I ain't gonna know, but if I watch any kind of ghost hunter, and if I know they're not staging it yet, they hear any kind of little noise or whatever, they're like automatically go to, that's a ghost. Okay. Yeah, that gets on my nerves if they keep doing it over and over. I mean, I get it. You're there, you're excited, not much has happened, then you hear a loud knock. I get why you do that, but when somebody does it over and over and over and over throughout the whole video, no matter what the sound is, instead of them looking at whatever evidence it is and narrowing it down to, they look at it as a ghost and then push all of what else it could be away, instead of doing it the other way of saying it could be this or this or this. They go straight to ghost and then they just throw away everything else. And
right.
Yeah, I see it all the time, but a lot of them do it worse than others. But hey, I mean, they're out there, they're doing it, they're having fun. So it don't bother me, but unless that, like I said, if they do it over and over throughout the whole video, then I'm like, oh, come on, dude, you know?
So Someone actually messaged me this question. I think basically Karen or Doof Doof Paranormal. That's a
Doof doof.
She just wants to know about the animation software you use. What is it? And she wants to look into it because she does animation as well. So she's curious as to what you use.
I use there's one thing called CapCut that it's like a background eraser. Now, a lot of my animations, I will cut out whatever I'm going to use. I'll use a background eraser, or I'll manually cut it out with my finger, and I will put a green screen blank, and then I'll put the image on the green screen. That way I'll have control over whatever, if I want it to move its arms, or if I'm using, like, say, I'm using a cutout of Jody Dean. Let's just use that big head as an example. I'll cut him out and I'll put him like on a green screen. I can move his arms and stuff. And then when I come to the scene that I want to use, I can just, overlay it over there and bam, chroma key, and you got yourself a little animation. It's a CapCut, and then you can get free background erasers as well. Just look up background eraser and they'll give you like all kinds of different apps. That's the best place to start animation, something that gets rid of the background. Or you'll have an editor. Nowadays, the editor software you get automatically has a background eraser. You can use that as well. And you can like take a whole 10-second clip of somebody, apply the background eraser, and it completely takes the background. No green screen necessary. It's handy. That's what I would advise you to use.
Yeah, I use Photoshop for that.
Yeah, or Photoshop. You can use that as well.
It's basically, I use it for thumbnails. That's all I really use it for.
Right.
Actually, no, I use it for Jason Emmerich also for the film. I cut him out for when we were talking about him.
Right.
But yeah, so rarely I use it for the actual films or episodes, but sometimes, yeah.
Let's see. Speaking of UFOs,
but if anybody's looking to start a channel, like a small channel, if any advice I can give you starting off, don't worry about some super mega camera that does all this and all that. It's 50,000K. You can see through the wall with it. Don't worry about stuff like that. You get just any cheap camera, as long as people can see you half decent, because people ain't watching because of how good your camera is anyway. They're watching because of who you are, what they feel when they're watching you, and they're watching you for you. They're not worried about the quality of your camera. That comes secondary. You got to get them to come first. A good camera ain't going to get them to come. They're going to come because of your personality and who you are.
Exactly.
And what you're about.
Yeah. And that's absolutely true. Now, if like guys are doing something or wanting to do something like what Matt and I are doing, that's a different ball game. But guys, you really don't have to have all the crazy equipment or anything like that. Like the Shape was saying, just keep it simple, and just again, it's personality and what you're bringing to the table is what gets people to watch.
Exactly right. Now, I get why you guys have to have good cameras and stuff, because it's required for one. It's what you do.
It is required. If you're trying to get on TV and stuff like that, you want your films to be decent quality, or they're not going to be interested in the film.
Yeah.
They get it.
So there's always an incentive to have a better camera, but
Sorry, he froze.
He did freeze.
You're bleeping out.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yep. It's got to be coming from your end. Let's see. Get him.
Can you hear me?
All right, there we go. Are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can hear you now.
Hear him.
All right. Good. Okay. Have you seen news about the military shooting down unknown objects in the skies of Canada and Michigan?
I heard about it. I don't know if it's a UFO. Well, at the time it was unidentified, whatever it was, but I don't know what it was. I mean, I
think it might be China.
It's probably China sending us birthday balloons.
It very well could be. Now the question would be, if it was aliens, would the government tell us? That would be another question you might want to ask.
And would we really want to shoot them down?
Yeah. It's like, oh, we just come to your Earth. We want peace. We want to see you're beautiful. And then a missile comes out on.
Yeah, and here we come. America.
Yeah.
Well, if war breaks out with China, which we're in the middle of training for right now in the military.
Are you supposed to say that?
Yeah, because it's pretty known. I feel like. Is it? I don't know. All the
think we got an exclusive.
Yeah, I think we got an exclusive here.
But literally, we're training for conventional warfare, and China is looking like where things could be heading. So we're training for it right now, and in the next 3 years is what a 4-star general in the Army was saying could be happening.
Well, that's because China's wanting to invade Taiwan by 2025.
Yeah. So things could be happening. I don't know.
Well, you revealing that, I'm going to turn my locations off because I have a feeling the government's going to shoot a missile at my house. To be completely honest.
No. I don't have a top secret clearance, so it's not like I am knowing anything top secret. So I'm just saying.
Well, hey, fingers crossed.
You hear that? I hear a
Jeez,
whistle.
Matt, yourself, why don't you?
Boy, y'all really feel funny though if we was laughing and joking about it and you just see an explosion on my end and then that little circle. Like
keep the military to yourself is what
like,
Bryce Baby said.
This will be the most watched live stream ever.
Yeah.
Thanks. Now, let's see. Spotted Ghost says they want to send a couple of apps to try out. So I am all for, trying out apps. But the problem is that how do I know that they're actually going to
show audio manipulation? I already made an app to fix this issue.
Yeah, but besides that, again, how do we know that? We don't really know if, like the word bank apps, it's like it's so random, and almost any word that pops up on those things, they could apply.
I had to do that. I don't know why.
And it looks
I can't hear you. I hear
I hear him fine.
Like ding, ding, that's what I'm hearing right now. Thing's lagging a bit. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. We can hear you.
We hear you fine.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm all for trying apps and things like that. But again, are we actually communicating with something? I mean, I believe it's possible, but I don't think it happens as often as people honestly believe.
And by apps, you mean like what?
Like, the spirit talking apps and
okay.
Things like that.
Right.
Yeah, maybe because I know a lot about tech, and when I see in the like their description of the app what it's supposed to do, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, for example, like you were saying, word banks has a huge flaw. You cannot validate audio manipulation with a word bank because it's randomized. So to solve that issue, which I already made an app for it, it's called Scientia ITC. Scientia is Latin for science and knowledge. So Scientia ITC, I use a word bank that is a single file audio. It never changes. So if it never changes, you can validate audio manipulation if you believe in that type of work in ITC when it comes to word banks, for example, because all it is sound coming through a speaker or whatever they're using. So to validate it, you can cross-check it with the exact same audio file, because I give you that audio file on Google Drive. You can download yourself, and it has a timestamp of when you played the actual word bank single file audio. I say word bank because it sounds like a word bank, but it's not actually a word bank. It's just a audio file. So if you believe in audio manipulation and you get a full sentence or a word that's not in there, then bam, you validate audio manipulation because it's not supposed to change, and you can cross-check it.
All right.
Real quick, I'm not going to say the name give the real person's name out here, but I did get a donation through PayPal. Thank you very much, kind lady. I greatly appreciate it. I don't want to throw your real name out there just in case you don't want that, but I got it.
Well, much love to this lady. We'll just say that. Whoever you are.
So Daniel sent you and has
yes, I was going to get to that here real quick, and I do have some other. I'm trying to get through these questions as quick as I can, guys. It's almost been an hour and a half. Holy crap!
Yeah, yep.
It's going by quick.
It's been a few. So I'll take it. I'll take one more question, then I'll probably have to hop off here. I gotta feed some cats and a couple other things. But I got another 10 minutes.
All right. So, yeah, Daniel's asking about Russia-Ukraine, Matt. It's like,
I thought you said us in Ukraine.
Us in Ukraine?
I don't know. Okay, well, anyway.
Let me roll it back up. Please tell us about Ukraine. Tell us about Ukraine.
Well, for military, we aren't really doing anything except for giving them a whole bunch of equipment, millions and millions of dollars of equipment. So, yeah, that's the only thing. Well, we're not really. I don't think we're going to war with Russia, unless nukes get involved. But I don't know. Nothing is coming with that. Nothing from my end, at least. Just letting you guys know, I'm only a Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps. I'm not like some high-ranking officer or anything. I'm an enlisted E3 in the Marine Corps, so I don't have.
Well, you're still in there, though. You got more than what us civilians do.
Hey, guys. Shape, what do you think it's going to take to prove 100% ghosts are real?
To be honest, I don't know. As a debunker, I don't even know if that would even be possible for somebody to present good enough evidence for a debunker. And that's kind of the downside to it. Even if they had it in 4K, a full-bodied apparition, the debunker is going to question it. Well, look, it's CGI. So I would think, I don't know, I would just have to be there on location and see it with my own eyes and experience it like right there before I could go, okay, that's real. That I see it. I hear it. I feel it. I got it. But I don't know. There's a lot of nuances to it. That's all I know. That's a good question, and I don't really have an answer for it completely.
Let's see.
I do think technology will get to where it will prove one way or the other. I do think that.
I don't think it will prove human spirits, but I do think we could get to the point of proving paranormal phenomena happens.
Right.
My personal belief, I don't think we'll ever get to the point where we're saying, yeah, this is a human. This is actually a soul that left the body, and that's what we're talking to. But paranormal phenomena.
I got to disagree with you on that. I think if we can, smash atoms and particles and stuff and find, like small, tiny particles, I think we can track energies if we figured out the right way to do it.
So let me put this out there real quick. I don't think that we will be able to.
Actually, anything can happen within 100 years. So.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Here's why. Because if we do prove, I don't think we're meant to prove that this stuff exists. I don't think that we are meant to. The reason for that now is believing and having faith. You we prove, okay, ghosts and all this stuff, they are real. Well, now you lose your faith.
Right.
Faith is very important.
This is the same issue with when it comes to aliens, because of all the religions in the world, and now the governments are slowly saying that, yeah, there's some weird UFOs happening right now that we can't explain, but we're not going to say it's aliens yet. But
Right.
it's something that's so advanced that literally human technology can't even get to that point. So it's kind of obvious. They're kind of like, they're saying it, also not saying it at the same time. So,
also, real quick, the Wacky Witch TV, the beautiful Wacky Witch TV says,
WW.
Matt.
Oh, wait, what?
There's Urban Ghost Hunters. I see you, buddy.
The beautiful Wacky Witch TV says, thank you for your service, Matt.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Definitely.
Let's see. I'm trying to. Matt is in California. That's where he's at right now.
yeah. I'm
Well, you're
stationed-
over with some of them our movie stars over yonder.
Of course, this is.
I'm in Camp Pendleton,
right.
so I don't see too many movie stars going there.
Wait, are you like where the troops are, like deal? Is that where you're at? Like where you're
At this
stationed?
exact moment, no, I'm with my brother at the moment. I'm at his
Oh, I was going
place.
to say, because I know you said something about your son or somebody need to use your
My brother.
laptop or whatever. So I figured, I didn't know if they let family, on location with their like troops and stuff.
They do
I
if
didn't know
you're
where they did that,
married.
huh?
They do
Right.
if you're married, but I'm not married, so, and I don't have a kid.
Right.
So for my situation, it's different. I'm just a single guy that is
Right.
an enlisted Marine, and so I have to stay on barracks. But during the weekends, like right now, I could go and see my brother, which I'm doing at this very moment in Temecula, California. So
Right. Okay. Awesome. Doof. I see you.
oof.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah,
Karen.
you just want to know what, and this was, I guess, answered earlier, but just wanting to know again what animation software or program you are using for your videos, because Karen's doing this cool thing with bobbleheads, like animations, and apparently she likes what you're doing. So she's wondering what you're using.
Well, I mean, you can use editing software wise, you can use when I first started, I wanted there's like these free editing softwares you can use, and then I started using KineMaster. It's for phones, and that's, by the way, if you start out, that would probably be your software of choice. I mean, you can do a lot with that app, or that editing software is fantastic. If you shoot with your phone, KineMaster would be the one I would use. But now you can do like Adobe, and other editing softwares for laptops, just regular cameras. I do a mix of everything. One video I shoot will have like 420p, and then the next one 720, and I'm going to keep upgrading. But I don't want to. It's YouTube. I don't want to get to where it looks like a TV show or something like that, because it takes the personal out of YouTube when you got this huge production that's got just let's put $1 million into it. You know what I mean? To me, that's not personal. It's not YouTube. It's Daytube. When you got all that help, you got an editor, you got everything.
Right.
I just like it simple, sweet, and more personal. Like just like this live chat we're having right now. Just something we can engage. That's what I like.
Right.
But yeah, there's all kinds. It ain't the editing software though. Make no mistake about it. It's the person using it. So whatever editing software you choose, doesn't matter. Just you'll know what to do once you get in there. Use any one you want. It doesn't matter. They all do the same thing. It's just who uses it.
Yep.
I am going through here real quick, seeing there's any other questions here, because I know, is there a baby shape? Are you a dad?
No. No, no, don't have any kids that I know of. I'm just being real with you that I know of. I'm pretty sure I don't.
Next, yo, shit,
Yeah.
just kidding.
No, I don't. I'm pretty positive.
If he had a kid, he's gonna give him a mask.
Pretty positive.
He
Little
needs
baby shape.
yeah, the reveal will be a pink or blue mask.
Yeah, pink or blue.
There you go.
It's
So-
a boy.
Sandy wants to know who you would really like to bust
yeah.
on fakery that you haven't yet. That Devil's Hours production guy, he's an asshole.
I know.
Who would I like? Well, see, that's the thing. I never ever, not once, do I go into a video of somebody I'd like to bust. I go in it that it could be real, no matter who it is, no matter if I busted them before. I go into it that, hey, they might have caught a real one this time. I like to be as fair as I can, but I've never went into wanting to bust anybody. I don't have that mindset. I just go in, let the evidence present itself, and I'll put my thoughts on it. If I'm wrong or right, that's the way I look at it. But no, I don't want to bust anybody.
Here's the thing that sucks. Like some fakers, I feel like some of them have caught real things, but since all their credibility is gone for all of them, and it
exactly
right.
So, like, for example, Patrick, he faked, but I believe some of his stuff is real. I was literally there for one of his investigations, so it was legitimate stuff happening, but all of his content is completely it doesn't matter anymore because it's not valid anymore because they lost their credibility.
Right.
So it's like it sucks because even if you caught real stuff, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Exactly.
Right. I'm shooting through this chat here real quick. Here's another
That's
one.
true, though. I mean, what he said, that's 100% accurate because but the only thing I can do if somebody's been busted 1,000 times, if I'm going to do a video on them, I just go into it like, hey, this could be the first time that they accidentally stumble upon something. That's the way I do it because I at least want to give them a fighting chance. It's not fair if you don't. But most times, I mean, when somebody fakes, they'll continue to do it because, I mean, real channels can't compete with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's why
You guys ain't gonna catch the evidence that they catch because they're staging it. You're not gonna catch. They know that.
Once in a while, I'll get something cool, but it's not like crazy shit, like chairs being thrown and just all this other crazy stuff.
Like great production, except you're obviously fake. I like mine CTV when it comes to production. I really do.
Yeah,
that's
me.
It's just that they're fake is the issue.
Yeah.
So, but for example, one of our main complaints from the random viewers from Amazon for the Harrisville haunting is like, oh, there's not enough activity. I'm like, yeah, because it's real. So we're not gonna get a shit ton of activity.
Right. Yeah.
What people need to understand is when they hear stories about a place that is haunted and the experiences that have been had, that's accumulated over years. It's not
a lot of the evidence was from other people too, because we had to like put in evidence from because I believe every haunted location should have a shit ton of DVR systems, cameras in their location, like the Conjuring House, because they've captured a lot just because of that. The DVR systems they have in there. And actually, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have captured what we got. We would have missed it because it happened right in front of Billy, and that's when it initiated. If it wasn't for the DVR camera, we would have missed it completely. And the Heisen family was nice enough to give us the footage, so that was really cool. But yeah, anyway, I'll say like when it comes to the DVR systems, definitely every haunted location get it, and for this film, most of the evidence was from other people. So
right, and we're not even saying that what people sent us is 100% paranormal.
Yeah.
It's what they sent us and what we put out there to let you guys,
Mhm.
even in the documentary, like, hey, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, for that. For
Yeah.
At
our
the end of the day.
theirs, we cannot give 100% shout of the doubt. So, because they're not.
That's it. That's
Yep.
it. And that's the way I look at it too when I do a debunk. At the end of the day, it's up to whoever watches to decide. After all, I can only present what I find and tell you how I feel or what I see, and it doesn't make it right. It doesn't mean that I got it right. It just means that's what I see when I see this. So if they disagree or whatever, at the end of the day, it's up to them to make that final determination.
Right. Carolyn, earlier, the Shape did answer this question. Yeah, he's gotten a tough time, a lot of flack, a lot of shit, whatever you want to call it, for calling creators out. And here's the other thing too that people need to understand too is that for a lot of debunkers, it's not personal. It's not.
Never.
I mean, there are content creators out there who, doing it for entertainment, but yet I hear nothing but nice things about certain individuals. Like, they're really good people. They're great. But again, it just comes back to please stop representing this stuff as it being legit.
Exactly. Like that was what the only reason why, like, this is the first debunk video I've ever done actually, which was our own, was one of our own, and that sucked because it was personal for that one, to be honest, because it was something that we didn't want. Actually, to be honest, Jake, I was like about to make a video that just explaining everything, like, oh, this is normal, like this is just like a timestamp issue, is what I thought it was, and
Right.
sure enough to find out we were wrong, and we were very upset about it, and but I just want to thank you for pointing that out, though, because if you didn't, it would have kept going, and we wouldn't have known, because there was a small amount of biasism between Joe and I, because he was one of our own, and we talked many times behind the scenes of how much we were against faking and everything. So it was very unexpected. It was very unexpected, and so
I can imagine, and it's videos like that I don't want to make, but like I said, I saw it. I had to. I could have easily, like I said, I could have easily pretended that I didn't see it and went about my day like nothing happened, and nobody would have knew the difference except me. I would have known.
Right.
And if I let my friend get by with it and Joe Blow down the road don't get by with it, and I don't give him no common courtesy whatsoever, that's not right. I shouldn't do it if I can't go into it unbiased and do what I'm supposed to do. Period.
Right.
It really sucks, and I just wanted to thank you, Shay, for because actually, like I said, anyone that's in our team, try and debunk us, because I'll look into it. If anyone has anything to debunk, we'll find the raw footage, because we're extremely transparent. We get the raw footage for you and show you.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. See, a lot of channels won't do that. They won't offer up anything. They you guys be like, okay, here's the footage. There's the raw footage. A lot of people won't offer that up. They'll be like, they'll either ignore you, or like I get a lot, they'll message down the comments, say something real smart alecky, the fan, and then he'll delete it.
Yeah.
That's what I've had that happen so many times.
Or
I'm like, I can still see your comment, buddy, even though you deleted it, it's still on there. Nobody can see it now, but I can. It's in my studio.
Right.
I feel like every investigator should do. They want to be taken seriously. Sorry, Joe. I just want to say this part.
No, that's all right, man. You do your thing.
If I just be taken seriously as an investigator, I feel like this is what you want to be to everyone. Live stream your editing, and always keep your raw footage for peer review for anyone.
Yeah.
And those two things is all you have to do to stay legit. What's the word I'm looking for? Not legitimate. It's legitimate too, but damn it, brain. I hate it when your brain doesn't work all the way.
Oh, mine does that. It's a ding. I know exactly what you're saying, and I understand. Me and Joe talked about this a while back about room, like having room on your storage and stuff. It costs money. obviously, to store all that stuff. But if you catch a shadow figure, make sure you keep all the angles of that. Don't get rid of that. Keep that. Yeah, you can get rid of you walking down the hallway if you want, but keep the good stuff. Always.
I know they're expensive, but purchase hard drives before more equipment is what I would say if you to stay validated. Like, it just helps so much because now if anyone tries to debunk me or Joe, I'm like, here it is, here you go.
Right.
And also, I just recommend it for everyone. I feel like it's the best way to go.
So
Be taken.
Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Matt and I thought we had captured something. We weren't sure, and we looked over and over it. There was a time we're like, yes, we got something. There was other times like, oh, I just don't know. It was just, we were back and forth on it. Yes, we did send the footage to a friend of ours so they could have a look at it, and he told us, well, here's what's going on. We're like, it doesn't really make sense though. Even sent it to another debunker, and that debunker's like, oh no, I think you guys caught something. I still I want to be sure, because as for a lot of people, seeing that footage, it wouldn't necessarily be a big deal. But however, to the paranormal community, like the research, like the serious side, that is huge. That's big. Even just a small movement of something is huge.
Yeah.
So I went live, and I'm like, I am trying like hell to debunk this. And John Leon's like, hey, why don't you try this? Okay, I'll try this. Let's see if this, see what happens. Boom, debunked it. Like, that's awesome. We debunked it. Sucks at the same time that it wasn't paranormal, but that's just the way it is.
Right.
Daniel, we did explain Chroma key. Matt, you want to explain Chroma key real quick, and then I'll get to this other question, because I know the tape is going to jump off.
Well, I mean, I got to run right about now, actually. Go ahead and get them, my animals fed before they starve to death and leave.
No problem. Well, thanks for coming on to Joe's channel.
I appreciate you guys having me, and I'd like for you guys to come on my channel too when I do live streams in the future, because
that'll be awesome.
I just want, it's a lot better one person talking or more people talking, but I like to have people that see it different points of view than what I see too. That way, it's a good debate. It's a good debate to have in paranormal investigators and debunkers, and it's a good mix. Yes,
I 100% agree, because ideas, I know, like, most of my ideas came from Justin Brown.
Right.
Brown is someone that I really look up to in the paranormal field, and he's taught me some things, and I now use it with my stuff. And so
right.
You always have things to learn from people. You
always.
Never
always.
Stop.
Exactly. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, just talk to people that are smarter than you are.
Exactly. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'll see you in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate all you guys in the chat, man. You guys are amazing. Love each and every one of you. I saw you. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, man. He's like, I'm out. And we won't stay on too much longer, because we're about to drop on our views. Now that the shape is gone.
Shape's gone.
Yeah, nobody cares now. Shape is gone. No. Chroma key. Explain it earlier, Matt. I'll let you take it.
It's sometimes easy to spot chroma key. So I use chroma key obviously for green screen. That's what it's meant for. But also I use it for changing texture and color for cooler, darker effects. But you could still tell by small pixelation sometimes. You can tell the pixelation things. I try and avoid that as much as possible because it looks bad. But then when it comes to, for example, green screen, if you want to spot green screen, look at their hair, because you need very good HD cameras and also proper lighting. And then you're going to probably see small bits of green in between the hair, or the light reflecting into the hair, making so their hair looks a little bit greenish, like the lighting of reflection, for example. So yeah, it's pretty
easy to spot off green screen, but when you're in Hollywood, it's that those type of things I mentioned are a lot harder. Like finding green spots in the hair and stuff. That's a lot harder because they know a bit more what they're doing when it comes to lighting, when it comes to their cameras or high quality. I'm talking more recent, but you can still tell what's CGI and stuff. Definitely in the background, it's pretty easy for that.
Yes.
But the green screen nowadays are pretty seamless now. It's the CGI that still has to be worked on. And I think CGI is very close. It's very close.
So yeah, basically somebody puts a green screen behind them, and they can put something through software to make it look like you're wherever, or like crazy shit's going on in the background. So, like for example, I'm just sitting here, and I have a green screen behind me. I could put like a portal to hell behind me if I wanted to. I could say, hey, I'm in Paris, France, and I'm, doing a live stream in front of the Eiffel Tower, or just wherever.
I should do a breakdown for this. But anyway, the PRU case files intro? That's no green screen involved, but I did use Chroma key. I used Chroma key to make the red effects. So it was black and white footage, but I put red type of effects inside of it with Chroma key and using a solid red as the background. And it made this cool effect for the PRU case files intro. So you could do things artistically and make artistic decisions just using Chroma key. And that's just a perfect example for that. I could break down that if you guys want on my channel because I have the edited file still. I just need to re-edit it anyway because I have to take somebody out. So yeah.
Yes, Wendy. Like his green screen suit. Yes, exactly. But Matt, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. I want to end strong. So, guys, thanks for coming, hanging out with us. Again, I'm just trying to save up, so I'm kind of like stepping back a little bit from investigating. But I do plan, April's no choice. I will be investigating, but
yeah.
Anyways, you're cutting in and out.
I said if we get the dates, because
cutting out. That's all I'm hearing.
Well, I was saying if we get the dates.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I'll be investigating and do plan on investigating with the shape guys. So there's that. I'm just not going to say where or when. Well, we don't really know when, but I'm not going to say where. So, all right, guys. Thanks for being here, guys, hanging out. Thanks for the support. Thank you to all those who donated. I greatly appreciate it. It's going to help a lot. Guys, love you all. Have a good night.